get 2. Hi, by the way, welcome to the vlog. These just arrived in the mail today and I'm so excited about it. It is Warping Mind and Other Misdemeanors by Annette Marie and Rob Jacobson. And also Three Mages and a Margarita, just by Annette Marie. These are the first books in 2 separate series that are kind of all interconnected. I read a different series from this author that's also part of the same world, Taming Demons for Beginners. I read that one a few years ago and just adored it. And I've been dying to read the other series for so long, I just haven't gotten around to it. But I finally bit the bullet and bought the first books in both of the other series. And I can't wait to get to them. I have no idea when I'm gonna pick these ones up. I definitely need to finish some other series before starting 2 new ones, but I at least have them on my shelves now. I'm very happy about it. I don't think anything going on this week as far as I know. Who knows what the week will bring. But as of right now, I have no plans. So it'll just be a nice cozy week at home. So current reads, I am reading, I actually have no idea what it's called. No idea. It's the sequel to Arrival Most Vile, which I read last year. It was one of my favorite books of the year. I absolutely adored it, and I had no idea that there was a sequel. One of the book clubs that I'm part of on Discord, I saw somebody's wrap up from last month where they had it in there, and I was like, what? There was a sequel? Literally 2 minutes later, I had the audiobook in. So I'm reading that one currently and very much enjoying it. It is such a good time. Book 1 is definitely better so far, but I am still enjoying this one. So I can't wait to see where that one goes. I'm also thinking that I'm going to be picking up The Halfling's Harvest by S.L. Rowland this week, which is the monthly read for the Cozy Quill book club. And then I also need to start the Sword of Kaigen, which is for the in-person book club that I'm part of. So that's the plan. I'm gonna start one of those 2 tonight, but I'm not sure which one yet. Probably the Halfling's Harvest. Well, maybe not now, because I'm reading the R.K. Ashwick one, which is also kind of cozy, and I think I might get the 2 of them mixed up if I read both at once. So maybe it's time for the Sword of Kaigen. We'll see. We'll find out. I'm also in the mood for a physical book in my hand, so I don't know. I'm kind of in like one of those moods where I want to read everything at once, and therefore I read nothing instead. You know what I mean? It's like a reverse slump. But anyways, I am currently making dinner. I'm making an eggplant risotto right now, and it smells so good in my house. But I have to go take care of that, so I need to stop blabbering before I ruin my food. I am exhausted. Holy shit. It's like 8:30 right now. I had to get up at 5:30 in the morning, leave my house around 6:15 to drive to a very different city to go to a manager meeting with my head office today. It's like a 7-hour meeting plus 2.5 hours of driving each way. I'm tired. Oh my god, I'm so tired. But it was a great day. If you don't know, I work at a adult toy store, so our meetings are very fun. I did get some free stuff, which is always a good time. I think I put some B-roll before, but I now have a magic wand I'm very excited about. Genuinely, mostly happy because I can use it on my shoulders, and it's gonna be amazing. So, obviously other things, but like my shoulders. Try to keep it PG here. I also got some other things as well. Hi, buddy. Hi, Tony. Tony was very mad that I left today, and he's very, very angrily demanding I give him pets. I also got some other things, but I definitely can't show those on YouTube, so I'm not going to. But yeah, it was a good time. We had fun. It's nice to see everybody. So, but I'm exhausted, so I'm just waiting for some food to arrive. I was gonna cook, and then I'm like, no, actually I'm not. My stomach has been in knots all day. I felt so nauseous all day and like crazy cramps. I am in a lot of pain, and I just don't want to cook, so I'm not doing that. Once my food gets here, I think I'm just going to put on some Star Trek and have my food and then spend the rest of the night crocheting. I don't remember if I mentioned in this vlog yet or not, but my coworker is having a baby, so I am crocheting them a baby blanket. So I'm gonna work on that tonight once I have finished eating and everything. Also, very exciting. Look at this. I'm so excited. I may have placed an order with Book Outlet, and it's here. So we're gonna open it together, obviously. I'm very glad that I had roommates home today because it's been raining literally all day, and I was not gonna be home, obviously, to get this off the ground. This arrived so fast. I think I placed this order, ooh, I wanna say on Thursday last week. It arrived so fast. Tony is immediately playing with a bit of cardboard. I'm so excited. So the first thing off the top here, I got Evil and Me by Brahm. I haven't read anything by this author yet, but I've been really intrigued by all of their work. And I found this one on there in this beautiful hardback for like $9. The cover is stunning. Ooh, that's really cool. Oh, that is creepy as hell. Oh my god, I'm so excited. I kind of forget what it's about, but I'm excited. It says it's a novel of possession, damnation, and rock and roll, where one woman must get the world singing in order to save her soul. That sounds really fun to me. Next in here is Model Home by Rivers Solomon. Also heard amazing things about this one. I'm also obsessed with how bright this green is. It's super fun. I kind of wish the naked hardback matched that green, but that's all right. At least the writing on the side is green, so that's cool. I knew things about it previously, but I kind of forget. I'm pretty sure it's a haunted house story though. I read something else from this author before. I can't think of what it's called, but I really enjoyed it, so I think I will love that one. And then I got Be Sure by Shauna Maguire. It's the first 3 books in the Wayward Children series, which is my favorite series in the world. I really didn't need this because like book 4 is my favorite book of the series and also my favorite book ever. And that's not even included in this one, but like I'm just obsessed with the doors. They're so beautiful that I wanted to have this edition. It's gorgeous and it's just for the collection reasons, you know? I couldn't resist it when I saw it on Book Outlet for like $8. It was coming home with me. And then I also got Oath of Legacy and Vows of Empire by Emily Gretzky, books 2 and 3 in the Bloodright trilogy. Yeah, Bloodright trilogy. I read the first book for Backless Bash in January, I'm pretty sure, and loved it. And Tony is going into the box because cat. So cute. Oh my god. Anyways, I got these 2. I loved the first book. I love this author as well, so I can't wait to get to carry on with the trilogy. These are also beautiful with this gorgeous art on it. Like, look at the backs of them too. They're really pretty. I love the art style on here. It's gorgeous. Then I also picked up The City in Glass by Nevo. I wanted to read more of their books, so I figured this would be a good place to do that. I do also have, what's it called? Their Great Gatsby one. And now I'll have this one as well. Anything funky under here? No, also just plain black. And then last, but certainly not least, I got Annihilation by Jeff Vandermeer. I recently watched the movie for this and was absolutely obsessed with it. Now I really want to read the book and also the rest of his books. I didn't think that this was going to be that short. This is a tiny little book, but I'm looking forward to getting to this. I loved the movie. I have no idea how closely the movie follows the book, but I will find out when I get to this. But yeah, there's a little haul. Beautiful stack. I'm very happy about this. I can't wait to get to all of these ones at some point. I have no idea where I'm going to put them. I'm going to have to do an unhaul soon, because I am running out of space. So I also finished a book last night. So I finished reading Captured Cauldron, I think it was called, by R.K. Ashwick, the sequel to Arrival Most Vile, and I had a blast with this book. It was so much fun. The first book was definitely better, which was expected. That was one of my best books of last year, so I didn't think that this one was going to top it. This one, I haven't put it through Compile yet, but I think I'm gonna go with a 4-star. I loved the writing, the characters, the plot, everything about it. I just didn't have the same emotional connection to it as I did for the first book, so it didn't quite hit the same, but it was still an excellent read, and I can't wait for the next book. Now that I know that there is going to be more books in this series, because when I read the first one, I thought that it was a standalone, so I'm ecstatic that there are more books in this series. Oh, I'm so happy. But yeah, I finished that one. And then I don't think I'm reading anything else right now. I do want to start a new book, but I think I'm too tired for it, to be honest. So it'll probably just be Star Trek tonight, but I might start something else. Maybe later tonight I'll just like read a few chapters before bed. I haven't read a single page today, and that's really weird for me. So I might just pick up something just to read the first chapter, just so I can say that I've at least read something today. Maybe I'll do the Halfling's Harvest because it's pretty light and easy. I don't know. I'll figure it out. I've been talking for way too long. It's been like 15 minutes. I gotta go. I'm tired. I don't want to be talking anymore. So I'll see you later. Good morning. How you doing? Happy Friday. I totally forgot. I actually do have plans this weekend. I'm very excited. I'm going to my friend's house to pet sit while they're away. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm going after work tonight and then I'll be there until like Monday evening. I also forgot to mention on, I think I showed it in B-roll, but I didn't actually talk about it. But on Monday, I think it's Monday, maybe Tuesday, either way, I read Born Jeans and Quash by Jillian Morris. This is really short to a book of poetry. This is actually my friend's mom's book of poetry that she just published. It's her very first published work. Jillian Morris is a Indigenous woman, and she was the poet laureate of a town near me I think for 3 years, I'm pretty sure. This was a beautiful work of poetry. Oh, it was gorgeous. She incorporates a lot of her cultural imagery into her poetry, and it was just so beautiful to read. She also put in a bunch of my friend's artwork as well, which I thought was really beautiful that the two of them have this together, because like that is so sweet. But yeah, this was a beautiful work. I gave it 5 stars, and if you're looking for a new poetry read, I definitely recommend this one. It was stunning. I loved it. And then over the last couple of days, I have now started too many books. I'm reading far too many things. So I'm reading Honor Lost by Rachel Caine and Aguirre. It's the 3rd and final book in the Honor Among Thieves trilogy. I'm almost done actually. I'm about 70% through right now, and I just started it yesterday. These aren't my favorite books in the world, but I will give them the fact that they are really quick reads. They're very compulsively readable. I cannot put them down once I start them, and they just fly by. So I am enjoying this one. I think less than book 1, but more than book 2, except for the fact that I kind of like and don't like the fact that there is a part of this that is exactly the same as the plot of an episode of Star Trek that I literally just watched 2 days ago. Like, I watched this episode of Star Trek on Wednesday, and then Thursday morning I started Honor Lost, and I was listening to it and I'm just like, wait, why is this familiar? And then I like paid more attention. I was like, oh, this is beat for beat the exact same plot as that episode. It's not like a main part of the plot, but it's more of a subplot that's in there, but it is still kind of part of the main plot. So the episode, I'm not sure what number it was, but it's in season 4. It's the episode called I, Borg, where they find an injured Borg and take it on their ship, and they help him. And like the Borg is part of this hive mind, and their whole thing is that they go and destroy civilizations and they assimilate them into their hive mind. Except in this episode, they have this one singular Borg, and they give him a name, and he like learns individualism, and they become friends with him. And that is exactly what's happening in this book. The main villain is the Phage, which is this hive mind parasite thing that goes through space and destroys civilizations, and they find an injured one and they're nursing it back to health, and they become friends with it. Like literally the same thing. I don't necessarily mind that because I loved that episode. I thought it was a great episode, and I'm sure it's not a unique plot. I'm sure there have been many things that have done a very similar thing. I just thought it was really funny that I just happened to watch that episode and then the next day start this book. Like, what are the odds? Anyway, so I'm reading that one, and then I've also started a couple of things on my Kindle. So I've started The Sword of Kaigen by ML Wang. This is the May read for the in-person book club that I'm part of, which we have our meeting on Saturday next week, and I'm just starting this very large book. So I have some catching up to do, but I'm currently 8% into that one, and so far I'm really enjoying it. I'm having a bit of a hard time keeping track of all the names and like the kinds of magic and the places that we're at. I'm a little lost there, but I'm assuming I'll pick it up at some point. And then I am 12% into The Halfling's Harvest by S.L. Rowland. This is the May pick for the Cozy Quill book club on Discord. Yeah, I'm reading 3 things now, and that's a little bit too many things for me. I would rather read 2 things at once, but the last 2 are ones that I have to read in May. They're part of book club, so I do want to get them done. And then Honor Lost I just picked up because I wanted to have like just like a solo audiobook. But I'll probably finish Honor Lost like right after work tonight, so I will not be reading 3 things for long, at least. But anyways, I do have to run. I have to get to work. I get to leave work early today and also yesterday. I get to leave at 3 o'clock. That never happens because we had our meeting on Wednesday. It was a 13-hour day because they paid us for travel time. So now I get to go home early to keep myself at 40 hours. So I love that. I get to have a nice short day. I'm very happy about it. And then a weekend spent cuddling with some pets. So that'll be a great time. But I'm gonna run and I will check in later on. Hello, happy Sunday. I'm so tired. Oh my god. I'm still at my friend's house pet sitting while they're away. I'll be here until tomorrow evening. And while they have the best behaved dog in the entire world, he is a very early riser because my friend's husband has to get up for work at like 4 o'clock in the morning. So he's used to getting breakfast around that time. And he does not like that I sleep until 8. So I have not been sleeping until 8. I've been sleeping until like 5. So I'm sleepy. But other than that, it's been a great weekend. It's been lovely doing basically nothing. Like I had my vacation last week where I was off for 5 days, but I had plans every single day. I did not have a single day to just rest during my vacation. And while I'm obviously like I'm taking the dog for a walk like 3 or 4 times a day, and playing with the cats and that kind of thing, I'm still just being able to chill out and sit down and read and just be in complete silence. Yesterday, aside from talking to the animals once in a while, I did not utter a singular word until my coworker called me at like 10 o'clock at night. Not one word was spoken that was not to a dog or a cat. It was great. So I love that for me. And despite not actually sleeping that much, I feel very well rested, and this was much needed. Reading updates. I think the last time I updated, I was in the middle of Honor Lost by Rachel Caine and Aguirre. I have finished that one now, and I gave it was it a 3.5 star, I think, or just a 4, one of the two. Yeah, it was great. I liked it a lot. Again, it was really funny that the plot was so similar to that episode of Star Trek. It kept being very similar throughout the rest of the book, so that was great. But yeah, it was a good time. I'm glad that the series is done. I really enjoyed it, but I don't think it'll be one that I think about for like the long term. but I'm happy to have read it, you know? And then yesterday, or mostly yesterday, between yesterday and the day before, I ended up picking up the audiobook for Parties by CM Nascosta. It's the sequel to Girls Weekend. This was so stupid, and I had a blast with it. I think this one was a 3.5 star, I'm pretty sure. I liked it for the most part, but I found one of the main characters to be super annoying. It follows a group of work friends who, in the first book, they went to this like orc nudist colony for a weekend getaway and just got railed by a bunch of orcs, basically. As you do with your work friends, obviously. And then most of them found relationships from that. So book 2 is kind of continuing like where things left off and that kind of thing. And I liked 2 of the main characters, but the third one just really irritated me. Both her and the love interest for her, I did not like them. I liked the idea of her boyfriend, but their lack of communication drove me up the freaking wall. And I just really didn't like either of them together or separately. I didn't like them at all. For the first half of the book, the 3 POVs were pretty evenly spaced out. They all had a similar amount of time. It felt like the last half of the book was mostly dedicated towards the character that I don't like, so I was just sitting there like, ugh, shut up. But all 3 characters, their stories kind of interweave as well, so I couldn't just skip her chapters, but I did think about that. I was very tempted to just skip her chapters. But yeah, I finished that one. I have 1 book left in that series now. Some other updates. The Sword of Kaigen, I am currently 23% of the way through it. I've read a good chunk of it today. I had one of my friend's cats fall asleep on my chest. It was very sweet, so I literally couldn't move. Thank God my Kindle was next to me, otherwise I would have just been stuck sitting there. But yeah, she was asleep on my chest for about an hour, so I just kind of sat there and read this one, and it was lovely. So I'm really enjoying this one. I'm starting to follow it a little bit better, but I'm still kind of struggling with who's who and where we are and what's happening in general. I do like it though. I like the writing style. I like how it flows. So I'm definitely intrigued to see where things go. And then with the Halfling's Harvest, I am 21% of the way through. I'm reading this one surprisingly slowly. I think because I'm trying to focus more attention onto the Sword of Kaigen because it's such a long book and I only have like 6 days to read it before the book club meeting. I haven't been focusing on this one a whole lot. I've really just been reading like a chapter or 2 before bed, but I do want to dive into it more because it's really cute and I'm liking where things are going with this one. It's very cozy, very sweet, and I'm having a great time with that one so far. And then finally, the last thing that I've started this weekend, I'm reading too many books again, but I did need to just have like a solo audiobook that I can listen to on my walks with the dog. And luckily, my audiobook hold finally came in for Go Luck Yourself by Sara Raasch. It's the sequel to The Nightmare Before Christmas. I absolutely adored that first book. It was so much fun, and I've been hyped for this one. It does follow like Christmassy characters, but it's not overtly a Christmas book, so I am still enjoying it even though it's May. It's fantastic so far. It's already had me like giggling and kind of like, ooh. So I'm looking forward to carrying on with that one. I don't know how far in I am, maybe like 20%, I want to say. I'm kind of guessing, but probably about 20% in. I think my eyeballs need a break from staring at a screen right in front of my face, and my ears need a break from my earbuds being in. So I've got my crochet project right here. Look how far it's coming along. So that's about the length that I've got. I have a long way to go. It has to be a whole blanket at some point, but progress is being made. So I think what I'm gonna do is put on a documentary of some kind and crochet while I watch that for a little while. Not sure which one. I want to do something naturey because I love nature docs, but I like to actually pay attention to those and like fully watch them, which I obviously can't do if I'm crocheting. So I'm not really sure what I'm gonna put on. Either some kind of documentary or a sitcom. One of the two. I'm not sure which yet, but I'll figure it out.